We are living the largest pandemic that we have ever heard about in the last centuries. No country, no island in the most isolated place in the world is free of its effects. The whole planet feels threatened by an invisible virus which may destroy millions of human lives, affecting economies and societies in a tragic way. Latin America has been suffering the fall of democratically elected governments, with the posterior ascension of authoritarian governments elected by populistic campaigns with the aid of media and social networks manipulating public opinion through fake news and behaving themselves indifferently to the urgent desires and needs of their own people. Thus, our mission in this context must be to reinforce democratic forces, especially popular and social movements, helping them to build a stronger democracy in which not only human rights are respected, but also environmental rights are recognized and promoted. To be a missionary here is to be close to those who struggle for more democratic and participative social and political structures, such as the Aboriginal movements, Quilombolas associations, familiar agriculture promoters, movements of landless, homeless people, and those groups resisting to mining industry are claiming for. Pandemic demands from us to understand more profoundly the social and political dimension of our mission and to resist the promotion of fundamentalistic forms of religiosity, worried only with interiority cultivation and indifferent to society's needs. Pope Francis' proposal in Laudato Si must be embraced with a renewed enthusiasm and determination. As missionaries, we must review the values that sustain our common existence. Economy exists for us, and so it should be guided to promote justice and quality of life for all. Competition isn't the only and infallible rule that governs human society's convivence. Cooperation and solidarity are better values to inspire our societies. Despite our differences of culture, language, and world visions, there are common values to struggle for. Pandemic revealed the human existence, vulnerability, and fragility. Thus, we must pay more attention to the quality of our relations with God, with other humans, and with creation. Human life is not the only one in which we recognize moral dignity. There is moral dignity also in the life of natural beings, and that should take us to recognize nature's rights. Rivers, forests, mountains, and animals also have their own rights. If we learn to respect them, we may build a stronger and larger community of life in which we humans are only one part, never the owners alone. Ecotheology must teach a new reading of Genesis, in which man is only a guard, or that one who cares for it, so that we become more sensible to what we may exclude or marginalize in our relations with people, nature, and the whole biosphere. We must learn ourselves and help people to overcome a culture of discardable, seeing things in a chain of relation, holistic vision, where everything is connected. A damage done to animals or to a river affects the whole ecosystem and also the quality of human relations. Pandemic showed us that the lives of miners, street people, refugees, migrants, aborigines are seen as if they were secondaries. To be a missionary is to oppose that fascistic culture which promotes marginalization and inequality, is to work for a culture of common good and dialogue in all levels. Pandemic showed us big deficiencies in public health systems and taught us how important they are for the workers, for the poor, and for peasants. Health privatization is not a solution, as millions of people cannot afford it. To be a missionary is to struggle for a public health system accessible to all, especially for the weaker. Maybe we lost our dignity accepting that some people have more rights to live than others. We cannot think that some lives are more important than others. We forgot that the human condition is universal. Pandemic still showed us that an economy based only on market rules, encouraging consumption, is dangerous to continuity of life, whether it is the life of humanity or the life of the planets. Maybe we forgot the commons and stressed too much on individuals. We, as missionaries, must struggle for an economy of solidarity and cooperation, creating cooperatives and forming stronger community ties. Maybe we put all our hopes of salvation in technique, in our own power and self-sufficiency, instead of working for solidarity, cooperation, and fraternity. Maybe we must rethink the meaning of our so valorized individual freedom as if it were unlimited. And we need to focus more on individual responsibility for the common good. Maybe we should review our school and universities education programs, especially the Catholic and SVD ones, to begin to search for new ways of living and dwelling over the earth. Maybe we should orient research and technology to save lives, to build justice and peace, not allowing them to be used for wars and to create new forms of colonialisms. May the suffering caused by this pandemic to us and all over the world, and the loss of so many innocent lives, teach us that another world is possible and that it depends only on us. As missionaries, we must be the prophets of this new world.